I'm your chef, Aaron Goldstein, and this is a little Thanksgiving edition. We're talking Brussels sprouts. So let's get right into it. So there are a couple ways you can approach Brussels sprouts, but there are a lot of ways, and I'm going to show you pan-seared, okay? So when you get your Brussels sprouts, now you have options. You don't have to necessarily do this. One thing you want to do is definitely take this knife, little bird's beak that I've shown you before, just to trim off the little dried off end, okay? And it's just dried because that's where it was cut off of the stalk. And it's just dried up a little bit, okay? At this point, you could roast these whole or blanch them and shock them, but I like to split them right in half, okay? If you've got some kind of not so nice looking dried off leaves, you can separate those, but most often they look great, right? So again, I'll do a few more. We're just gonna trim the bottom. There's really it's not necessary to waste much, okay? Unless the Brussels sprouts have been picked for a while and they've been in the store for a little too long and the outer leaves are just kind of wilting, just like a head of cabbage, you might want to discard those. But these are looking great, okay? These are nice organic Brussels sprouts. So that's all there is to that. So I've been heating up a pan already. Cast iron, whatever you like to use, cast iron, stainless steel, a wok would work really nice. You don't have to do it in a pan. You could just roast these on a sheet pan in a very hot oven. Whatever you do though, you want high heat here. You want them to cook nice and quick, get good caramelization, and you want enough space either in this pan or on a sheet pan in the oven so that you get that nice hot air circulating. They're not steaming, okay? Then they have a chance to kind of overcook, and there's nothing worse than overcooked Brussels sprout. Not nice. So in terms of the fat, you have options, okay? I love using animal fat. So I just happen to have some rendered turkey fat from some turkey bones that I'm making gravy with, okay? So I like to separate the breast meat from the dark meat and cook them separately. And I use some of the wingtips and some of the bones from the carcass that I roasted and then made a dark stock with. And I'm going to use that dark stock for my gravy. So when I roasted those bones, a lot of the fat came out. So I just poured off the fat into a strainer, and then I've got this amazing fat. It's amazing. This is like, a cup worth, okay? And I'm going to use this. It's super flavorful. It's delicious, all right? And one thing I want to make sure is that I'm not wasting any of this beautiful bird, okay? So, some fat's going to go into the pan. You can tell it's really hot. And in go the Brussels sprouts. So you want to hear that popping as soon as they hit the pan, okay? Don't forget to salt them. Okay? And those are going to go. Now you can take this however you want. Whatever your traditions are at home, whatever you like to cook for Thanksgiving, however you apply your seasoning, go for it. In terms of this one, I'm just going to show you some kind of classic New England fall stuff. Apples grow a lot here, so we're going to use apple cider vinegar to give it a little acidity and pop. We're going to use a little maple syrup just to give it a little sweetness. I love maple in Brussels, it's awesome. You could fold in whole cranberries, nuts, you can do whatever you want, okay? While those are cooking, I wanted to quickly show you a new cookbook from my friend Joel Gamron. This is called Cooking Scrappy. I've just put it up on my website, you can get it there. Joel's an amazing guy, and he is on this incredible mission to eliminate food waste in America and across the world, okay? We waste so much food in America, 40% worth. It's incredible, and it's shameful. So I think this is an amazing time for us to talk about that at our Thanksgiving tables and really consider the impact of what wasting food has on our lives and our planet, okay? Check out this book. Check out his show, Scraps. It's on A&E and FYI. I was invited on that show recently, and I had the most amazing experience working with Joel and working with his crew that is really changing the way Americans look at food. It's amazing. Okay, so back to our Brussels. It's really amazing because some of the leaves that have fallen off are going to get nice and crispy. You notice I'm not really, playing with these much at all. I'm not tossing them, turning them. I want the Brussels that are in contact with the pan and the heat to get nice and kind of mahogany golden. That's going to be a burst of flavor, okay? So once that's established, we can give it a nice toss. And for the sake of showing you, you can see some are a little undercooked on one side, the side that was exposed, and the other side is this beautiful mahogany brown, okay? So these could go a little bit further, but I wanted to show you how I like to season. So whatever I'm doing, and even if I roasted these, transfer it to a bowl, and this is the time where I can do kind of my finishing garnishes. So I'm going to get a little of the maple, not much, okay? We're all going to get enough in our pies and desserts of the sweet. Afterwards, a little bit of cider vinegar. I like to do really nice coarse black pepper off heat. And probably a little bit more kind of finishing salt. Okay? It smells so good. And then you've got your beautiful roasted Brussels ready to go for Thanksgiving. It is a good idea to try to do this as close to before the meal, before you're going to serve them, as possible, because any roasted vegetable just kind of has a tendency to die a little bit in advance. So you might want to kind of just make everything and prepare it, your mashed potatoes and everything, that's okay sitting. But the roasted stuff, you really want to hold off until the very end, so they're nice and vibrant and maintain that beautiful color. Okay? So that's Brussels sprouts. Remember, let's honor Joel and his amazing mission. Check out his show, check out his cookbook, and let's really talk about that idea of not wasting food this Thanksgiving and really being thankful and appreciative of this amazing abundance of food that we have access to. Okay? Have a wonderful Thanksgiving, and if you're not celebrating, just have a wonderful few days ahead. I'll be thinking of you. I hope to see you soon. Bye.